Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Well, dear students, today we are going to see the exercise questions of unit number 9, first year at Harrow by Winston Churchill. So, let us start with the first question. So, dear students, the very first question is describe the significance of first year at Harrow. So, actually, the essay highlights the first year at Harrow, that is, the essay is significant because it reveals how early failures and struggles they actually shaped the Churchill's character, means the writer who later, as I've already told you, became Army General and the Prime Minister of England. So the essay highlights the importance of fair judgment, good teaching, and learning from setbacks. So that is really important. It shows that success does not always begin with academic brilliance, as it is thought by so many people, but with perseverance. That means you have to be consistent and you need to be steadfast, and a child must be given an appropriate opportunity so that he may prosper. So that is the significance of first year at Harrow. Now we have question number 2 on our hand. That is the way themes of resilience and self-discovery are explored. So basically, the themes of resilience and self-discovery appear through Churchill's repeated failures in examinations and his placement in the lowest form. So, if he had been not been resilient, then what would happen? But instead of giving up, he adapts and gradually understands his strengths, especially in English and other subjects. So, these efforts help him discover his abilities and develop confidence through persistence. So, that is how the resilience and self discovery have been explored. Question number 3 is write down the reason Churchill could not do well in the examination. So we have already read that Churchill could not do well in examination because, first of all, the examiners emphasized subjects he disliked and was weak in, such as Latin and mathematics. And the questions overall focused on what he did not know rather than his knowledge. So this approach actually exposed his weaknesses and resulted in poor performance. And obviously we have written in the beginning that he could not do well in the examination. Now we move on to question number 4, dear students. That is, students can use this chapter for examination. So it means how this chapter is helpful for the students in examinations. So the answer we may have is students can use this chapter for examination because it teaches valuable lessons about learning, resilience, and effective education. So we can take help from that. So it encourages students not to lose hope after failure. That is a big reason of failure in our country, and highlights the importance of mastering language skills. That is very, very important, because if you know the language correctly, you can express yourself in any situation. So the essay is rich in ideas, themes, and moral lessons which are relevant to academic life. So you can definitely get a lot of help from this essay for your examinations, dear students. Question number 5, dear students, is Churchill was taught English at Harrow and not Latin and Greek. Was it a gain or loss? So we may say that it was a gain for Churchill because learning English strengthened his writing, thinking, and expression. So while other means the brilliant students learnt classical languages, he mastered sentence structure and clarity. So this skill, that means learning English, later helped him greatly in public life, and English proved more practical and useful than Latin and Greek, because obviously they were obsolete by then, and obviously learning these languages were of no use to the students. So Churchill had that advantage. It was a great gain for Churchill. Now we are moving to question number 6, that is highlight the points to prove that first year at Harrow is a compelling read for students. That means students are compelled to read it. So this essay is compelling because it is honest, humorous, and inspiring for the students, obviously. So students relate to Churchill's fear of examination as most other students are fearful of examinations and academic struggles. It also emphasizes good teaching and self belief and perseverance in difficult situations. So, the narrative actually encourages learners to value skills over grades, which is very, very important, and see failures as a learning step, not a disaster. So, that is why this essay is quite compelling for the students. Now, dear students, let us look at the question number 7. That is, write an appreciation or criticism, whatever you like, of Churchill views on Latin, Greek, and English. So, I believe that Churchill's views deserve appreciation because he values English as the foundation of learning, as we see and we know that he belonged to England and where English is the primary language. So he criticizes excessive focus on Latin and Greek, calling English more practical because it was in use. And his argument is convincing as clear communication is essential for success. Lastly, I may sum up. However, classical language also have intellectual value and should not be ignored completely. But more focus should be on the primary or the first language, that is English. Question number 8, dear students, is relate Mr. Weldon's importance at Harrow and his judgment about Churchill. So, actually, Mr. Weldon played a very crucial role by judging Churchill beyond written answers because we all know that his written paper was not good. So, despite Churchill's blank Latin paper, he recognized his journal ability and finally admitted him to Harrow. So, his broad minded decision shows wisdom and fairness. So, without Mr. Weldon's insight, Churchill's education journey, well, it might have ended earlier, but obviously, because of that decision, he continued and later on he moved on to very high positions. Now, dear students, we have come to the ninth and the final question on this lesson. That is, analyze Mr. Somerville as an English teacher. So, actually, Churchill has praised a lot about Mr. Somerville. So, we may say that Mr. Somerville was an effective and inspiring English teacher, and he used a systematic method to teach the sentence structure, grammar, and clarity. And his focus on understanding language deeply helped Churchill master the English language. And through his patience and discipline, he transformed weak students into confident writers, leaving a lasting impact on Churchill and the other students at Harrow. So, Mr. Somerville was a great English teacher. And with that, dear students, we have come to the end of our session today. And I hope you must have understood the answers to the questions. And now I would advise you to practice them at home so that you can understand them in a better and clear manner. Thank you very much, dear students, for today's session.